Good evening. Welcome to the Joliet Junior College regular meeting of the Board of Trustees, dated Wednesday, October 15, 2025. At this point, I'd like to call to order. And as I do so, I'd like to remind everyone that this meeting will be conducted in accordance with Board Policy 01.45.00, meetings of the board and Robert's Rules of Order. Our attorney, Matt Campbell, will be present to serve as a parliamentarian to ensure that the meeting proceeds professionally. You will notice a staff member to assist with time management. Per policy, each trustee will have 3 minutes to speak and 2 minutes for rebuttal, with continuous timing observed and only one speaker holding the floor at a time. In alignment with Board Policy 010300, I encourage everyone to maintain civility and respect even when expressing differing opinions. This commitment to civility is essential to fostering productive and respectful decisions. At this time, Karen, I'd like you to call the roll, please.
Trustee Bottomley.
Here.
Trustee Broderick.
Present.
Trustee Garcia Guillen. Trustee Harris.
Here.
Trustee Lee. Trustee Morales.
Present.
Trustee Bishop.
Here.
Trustee Bazinski.
Present.
We have a quorum.
We do have a quorum for the meeting. Trustee Garcia Guillen meets the conditions of policy 1.45.05 and is requested to attend virtually when she's able to get to the phone. She's suffering an illness right at the moment. Do we have any objection?
No.
At this time, Trustee Garcia Guillen will be approved to attend the meeting virtually. Item 1.1.3, the Pledge of Allegiance. Christy, would you be able to do the honors for us tonight? Didn't mean to make everyone cry.
Oldest in the room.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Christy. Item 1.2, Communications. Kelly Roder-Finelli.
This is on. Oh, yep, maybe, yep. All right, good evening, Board of Trustees and JJC community. Tonight, I'm sharing a relatively new partnership and one that I know will have extraordinary impact to the college and the community in the present and in the future. I'm introducing you this evening to Kaylee Rizzo, manager of the Walk to End Alzheimer's, Will County. The Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's is the world's largest event to raise awareness and funds for Alzheimer's care, support, and research program. As I'm sure you can all attest, this is a disease that touches many, many lives within the college and within our district. That being said, the college's values in the collective power of education, of awareness, and collaboration align really, really well with the mission of this organization and, of course, the walk itself. So Kaylee will also share a special announcement about our partnership expanding in 2026. With that, please join me in welcoming Kaylee.
Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to speak. On behalf of the Alzheimer's Association, I want to thank Joliet Junior College for being such a valued partner in raising awareness, advancing education, and promoting lifelong brain health. At the heart of our partnership is the shared value, investing in the power of the brain. Whether in the classroom or in the community, both JJC and the Alzheimer's Association are committed to helping people keep their minds active, curious, and connected. Today, more than 6.9 million Americans are living with Alzheimer's, a number projected to double by 2050 if we don't change the trajectory. Here in Illinois, over 250,000 people are currently living with the disease, and many of them, along with their caregivers, are part of our own collegiate communities. That's why this partnership matters. We're helping students, faculty, and families, along with the rest of Will County, access education, support, and early detection resources. The newly released U.S. Pointer study, funded by the Alzheimer's Association, shows us that lifestyle choices, including staying active, eating well, managing heart health, and staying socially and mentally engaged, can significantly protect brain function as we age. It's the first large-scale U.S. study proving that what's good for the heart is also good for the brain, and that community education, like what happens here at JJC, plays a vital role in that prevention. JJC has already been an incredible example in the community of leadership through hosting education programs, engaging students and faculty in volunteerism, and helping local families find the resources that they need. As we look to 2026, we are thrilled to welcome Dr. Namuo as the Executive Event Chair for the Walk to End Alzheimer's, Will County. He's got his flower here ready to go. His leadership will help strengthen our outreach to local businesses, students, families, faculty, ensuring that everyone knows how to both access resources and be part of the solution. Together, we're not just raising awareness, we're building a healthier, more hopeful future for every generation. Thank you again for your partnership and for your commitment to education and brain health.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 1.3, a recognition of retirement. Karen Kissel, please.
Thank you, Chairman. This evening, I would like to take a moment to recognize and honor the retirement of Sandy Ebersol, who has been a dedicated member of the Joliet Junior College community since 2016. Sandy joined the college as a custodian and quickly became known for her reliability, strong work ethic, and quiet commitment to excellence. Over the years, she cared for many areas across campus, spending the past few years serving the student services office areas. During her time with the college, Sandy not only kept the spaces in excellent condition, but also cultivated strong and meaningful relationships with many of the staff who she supported. We thank Sandy for her nearly decade of service and for the important role she played behind the scenes in helping our college run smoothly every day. She leaves JJC with our deepest appreciation and warmest wishes for a happy and fulfilling retirement. Thank you, Sandy, so much for your service to JJC and our community.
Ready for a vote?
We need a motion and a second.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion carries.
Item 1.4.1, the approval of Native American Heritage Month. Dr. Carl Brooks.
Members of the Board of Trustees and those in attendance at today's meeting, both physically and virtually, it gives me great pleasure to introduce JJC student Gabriela Topacio Uirta, who has graciously agreed to read the JJC proclamation, which recognizes the month of November 2025 as Native American Heritage Month. Before Gabriela reads the proclamation, I'd like to share a little bit about her. Gabriela is a proud member of Latino Unidos and currently serves as a social media representative for the Engineering Student Society. She is in her first year here at JJC, majoring in aerospace engineering. She's passionate about culture and community, and she has grown her hair to over 3 feet.
Wow.
In honor of Native customs, and plays alto saxophone in both the community band and the community jazz band. I humbly present to all of you Gabriela.
Welcome.
Whereas people of Native American ancestry have played a major part in the history of the United States, and whereas it is the goal of Joliet Junior College to provide its students with a comprehensive curricular and co-curricular educational experience with consideration given to the contributions of all socially identifiable groups within American history and culture, and people of Native American ancestry have played and continue to play a vital role in the economic, cultural, social, political, and geographic development of the United States. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of Illinois Community College District Number 525, Joliet Junior College, counties of Will, Grundy, Kendall, LaSalle, Kankakee, Livingston, and Cook, State of Illinois, hereby recognizes and designates the month of November as Native American Heritage Month in Illinois Community College District Number 525. Adopted this 15th day of October, 2025.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion carries.
Thank you, Gabriela.
Item 1.4.2, the approval of National Veterans and Military Families Month. Dr. Carl Brooks.
Members of the Board of Trustees and those in attendance at today's meeting, both physically and virtually, it gives me great pleasure to introduce 3 JJC students. Oscar Estrada Jr., Sandra Morales, and Antonio Tony Martinez, who have all graciously agreed to read the JJC proclamation, which recognizes the month of November 2025 as National Veterans and Military Families Month. Before our students read the proclamation, I'd like to share a little bit about them. Oscar is currently in his second semester at JJC and is currently pursuing a degree in our Emergency Medical Technician program. Oscar is currently serving in the Illinois National Guard. Sandra is currently working towards her Associates of Arts degree at JJC and is an active member of the JJC Chess Club. She served 5 years in the U.S. Navy.
Wow.
Tony is pursuing an associate's in applied science degree in accounting while also completing degrees in web design, development, and social media, and computer programming from JJC. Tony is currently a student worker in the Veterans Resource Center. He served our country as the military police for 8 years in the U.S. Army Reserve. I humbly present to all of you JJC students, Oscar Estrada Jr., Sandra Morales, and Tony Martinez.
Whereas during National Veterans and Military Families Month, we salute the brave and dedicated patriots who have worn the uniform of the United States, and we celebrate the extraordinary military families whose selfless service and sacrifice make our military the finest in the world. Whereas our nation's veterans represent the best of America, generation after generation, men and women have answered the call to defend our country and our freedom, facing danger and uncertainty with uncommon courage. They make tremendous sacrifices by leaving their families to serve throughout the homeland and in combat, contingency, and humanitarian operations worldwide.
Whereas our heroes have always relied on their families for strength and support, we honor the unwavering courage of those who served in uniform and the love and support of those who stand beside them. These families who pause their own lives so our military can protect ours embody the very best of our nation. Whereas we honor the heroes we have lost, we rededicate ourselves to the next generation of veterans by supporting our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marine, and Coast Guardmen as they return home from duty. Our grateful nation must keep our solemn promises to these brave men and women and their families.
Whereas we also pay tribute to all who have worn the uniform and continue to serve in their country as civilians. These men and women possess an unwavering belief in the idea of America. Our veterans continue to stand up for those timeless American ideals of liberty, self-determination, and equal opportunity. It is our moral and solemn obligation to demonstrate our continuing gratitude, unwavering support, and meaningful encouragement. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of Illinois Community College District Number 525, Joliet Junior College, counties of Will, Grundy, Kendall, LaSalle, Kankakee, Livingston, and Cook, State of Illinois, hereby recognizes and designates the month of November as National Veterans and Military Families Month in Illinois Community College District Number 525.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion carries.
Item 1.4.3, the approval of proclamation celebrating Joliet Public School District 86 partnership in the Future Wolves Initiative.
Good evening, Chairman Krasinski, members of the board, Dr. Namuo, our students, and our JJC employees. Whereas this initiative reflects JJC's enduring mission to serve as a comprehensive community college that provides pre-baccalaureate programs, workforce development, and student support services to members of our diverse district. Whereas Joliet Public School District 86 shares a vision for empowering youth through transformative educational experiences that foster curiosity, confidence, and college readiness. And whereas the Future Wolves initiatives represents a bold and inclusive collaboration between JJC and District 86, designed to introduce elementary schools to experiential learning, design thinking, and the possibilities of higher education. And therefore, and whereas the Future Wolves initiatives will engage students, families, educators, and community leaders in experiential learning opportunities that spark curiosity, strengthens academic identity, and fosters leadership and belonging, and developed in partnerships with District 86 and Joliet Junior College. The program immerses students in hand-on science, engineering, fine arts, and career exploration. Through projects like rocket building, storytelling, and Maker Lab designs, students connect classroom learning to real-world application, building confidence, collaboration, and a vision for their future. Now, therefore, it be resolved that the Board of Trustees of Joliet Junior College hereby acknowledge and celebrates the inaugural partnership between JJC, Joliet Public School District 86, and affirms its support of the Future Wolves initiative as a model of experiential learning and community collaboration. Be it therefore resolved that this proclamation be entered into official records of the board and shared with all stakeholders as a testament to our shared commitment in advancing educational equity and opportunity for all. Adopted this 15th day of October 2025.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Proclamation carries. Motion carries.
Item 1.4.4, the approval of the proclamation celebrating Troy Community Consolidated School District 30C partnership in the Future Wolves Initiative.
Whereas this initiative reflects JJC's enduring mission to serve as a comprehensive community college that provides pre-baccalaureate degrees, workforce development, and student support services to members of our diverse community. And whereas Troy Community Consolidated District 30C shares a vision for empowering youth through transformative educational experiences that foster curiosity, confidence, and college readiness. And whereas the Future Wolves initiatives represent a bold and inclusive collaboration between JJC and District 30C, designed to introduce elementary students to experiential learning, design thinking, and the possibilities of higher education. And whereas the Future Wolves initiative will engage students, families, educators, and community partners in experiential learning opportunities that inspire creativity, critical thinking, and a sense of belonging. And in partnership with Troy's 30C and Joliet Junior College, the program provides hands-on experience in STEM, arts, career readiness, student explore architecture, engineering, and design challenges that align with state learning standards, bridging academics with authentic, real-world problem-solving and a college pathway. Now, therefore, it be resolved that the Board of Trustees of Joliet Junior College hereby acknowledges and celebrates the inaugural partnership between JJC and Troy Community Consolidated District 30C, and affirms its support for the Future Wolves initiatives as a model of experiential learning and community collaboration. Be it therefore resolved that this proclamation be entered into the official record of the board and shared with all stakeholders as a testament of our shared commitment to advancing educational equity and opportunity for all. Adopted this 15th day of October 2025.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 1.5, public comments. Karen, do we have any public comments this evening?
We do not.
Moving to 1.6, a moment of silence with Dr. Newell.
Chairman Budzinski and members of the board, members of the college community, I'm asking you to join me in a moment of silence for the following individuals. Drew Duzenkis, JJC student trustee from 2003 to 2004. Rita Wools-Sova, JJC retiree. 1976 to 2002, she served as department chair and professor of nursing. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Dr. Newell. Item 1.7, selected reports. 1.7.1, the Grundy County expansion update with Dr. Yolanda Farmer.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm going to tee this one up here. I think, tonight represents an important milestone in the project, and Dr. Farmer will present the different aspects. I'm really encouraged by the project, by the progress we've made. And ultimately, as we've shared this with the board previously, this expansion represents a major investment in the communities in and around Grundy County, investments in access, investments in workforce development, and really the long-term educational and economic vitality of the region. So I'm pleased that our partners are here with us today. But by securing this property, this land acquisition today, we're taking a strategic step forward, really toward expanding our presence and ensuring that students and employers in Grundy County have the same level of opportunity and support that exists across our entire region. So, Dr. Farmer,
All right,
the floor is
thank
yours.
you. Thank you so much, Dr. Newell. Good evening, trustees. How are you?
Good.
Wonderful. So good evening, Trustee Budzinski, members of the JJC community, and also our Board of Trustees. As Dr. Newell mentioned, I have the honor and the privilege to provide you a very important update, a specific milestone regarding our Grundy County expansion. So before I get started, I want to take a moment. I'm looking at Nancy Norton right now. It's a nice picture. I'm going to say that in addition to this committee looking pretty good, right? They have been true advocates, partners with us on this journey. Once again, Nancy, besides being good looking as a committee, we spent countless hours coordinating strategic planning sessions, taking bus tours, and that's a whole nother conversation. We almost got killed, right, Karen Kissel? Touring P&G, and the list goes on and on. But I want to remind the Board of Trustees that this journey started in 2023. And I stand before you today in 2025 with a significant and meaningful request for you this evening. As a committee, we engaged in courageous conversations, thoughtful discussions about land sites, program priorities, industry-focused priorities. This process reminded us why diversity of thought and diversity of ideas are so essential in this journey. So, Dr. Newell, you've often said to the college community that we should be deeply embedded in the college community. And I thank you for that statement. Most importantly, I thank you for your leadership. But this committee truly embodies your leadership approach in engaging community partners so we can create or co-create what I call a shared vision for the Grundy County community, but most importantly for our students. So this evening, as Dr. Newell indicated, let me go back. We will be presenting the board a resolution for land acquisition. But I want to stress to the board tonight that we're going to come back in November and really talk through contract negotiations, et cetera. But tonight is all about the land.
So you probably say, why Grundy? And I've said this time after time. Even during the first presentation, we laid the foundation for Grundy. Grundy County continues to experience steady growth. We know that. Now ranking 4th out of 101 counties. That's impressive, and it continues to grow. Its job market has expanded by 10%, outpacing the national norm. Just want to take a moment to share that. But what is really important to us as well, at JJC, if you see that number, 8,247, Trustee Broderick, I know you're looking at that number because we talked about it. And we included numbers for our 6th graders all the way through high school. Because as Dr. Irvin indicated, we believe in supporting our students, just not in high school, but in middle school. We're reaching down to the community and really working in partnership with our middle school as well through the Future Wolves initiative. But I want to break that number down even more for you. So, among Grundy County High School student enrollment, the number is 5,391. Each year, roughly 1,001, according to the Illinois report card, we have 1,001 high school students, seniors, that could potentially come to Joliet Junior College, which represents a strong and promising pipeline for us when we talk about student enrollment. So, trustees of the board, the proposed site that we want to share with you this evening is located at the southeast corner of Illinois, Route 47, and Granville Road in Morris, Illinois. I will tell you, the committee never had a debate whatsoever about the city of Morris. They said yes, and they also said yes to the land. And I want to stress to you that this area is highly accessible, right off of 80, about a mile away, positioned for long-term growth and community impact for Grundy County. The 46-acre land is being offered by the family, a family that has farmed this land for decades, demonstrating a deep and generational connection to the Grundy County community. And that is important to us. Their willingness to partner with JJC really reflects a shared commitment to education, opportunity, and future for this region. So I want to share with you also, although you see a mock-up of the building, but I want to emphasize that we are entering what we call collaborative design phase with our architect. And of course, we will engage our committee, we will engage the JJC community, faculty and staff, et cetera, as we move forward with the potential final design for our educational mission and for the students in the community that we would like to serve. Now, because today's request really focuses on land acquisition, I want to share with you that the committee, the Grundy County Expansion Committee, has already submitted a formal letter of support to us. This letter really reflects not only their endorsement of the selection site, but also their ongoing commitment to partnering with JJC as we move this forward. So at this time, I can go on and on about this journey because it's been 2 years. And as the chair of the committee, I just have to say, and this is off script, I'm excited. I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the commitment of the committee. We've had courageous discussions, but not about this land. This is what they want. Hopefully this is what we want as a college community. And at this time, I would like to invite Nancy Norton, a trusted partner of the committee and a professional friend, to share some remarks affirming the committee's commitment to this land. Nancy Norton, please.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. Thank you, trustees, Chairman Dr. Namuo, and capable staff that have become dear friends through this journey. Nancy Norton from Grundy County. I tell a story. In about 1961, my mom and dad lived in Joliet. My mom was from Joliet. And my dad got an opportunity for a job in Morris. And all of her friends said, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for you. You have to move way out there in the cornfields. There's nothing out there. How are we ever going to even come and visit you?" About a few years before my mom passed away, She goes, now all my friends want to move to Grundy County. So I joke about that because there is that perception, Grundy County way out there, Will County's growing tremendously, but so are we. You saw the numbers. We are growing both in population, in jobs, in new businesses. I joked today, the governor was there in Manuka, and this is the second time in a month. And I can tell you, I've been doing this a long time, and the governor hasn't been in Grundy County 2 times in 1 month. So I tell you these stories, just they're anecdotal. You already saw the data. But from an anecdotal perspective of the energy and the enthusiasm of what's happening in our community, and we are so thrilled to have JJC be part of that. We are so thrilled to have you grow with us. The opportunities that we see that you also are realizing, we couldn't be more thankful. We did drive all around in a bus a lot. We did. But where we're at today, everyone feels really good about. From a technical economic development perspective, it's right off the highway. It's great access, not just for Morris, but it's great access for kids coming from Manuka and kids coming from Coal City and coming from all over. It's at a great location to serve our business partners. And we are just really excited. We're excited that we're here. It took a while to get us here, but we are all here and we're all in. And so I thank you for your support. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have. But otherwise, it's been a great journey. We look forward to the next steps.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions?
All right.
We had a question.
We have a question.
Nancy? Just out of curiosity, I'm in lending and commercial lending and residential lending. And you guys are all for it, I understand that, which is great. But when you look at values of what the property is worth, and you say that this person has been in it for a while, when you look at premium pricing on acreage, is the committee aware of the premium pricing on the acreage?
I'm sorry, trustee, we're not gonna talk about price.
Oh,
Out in open session,
can't I ask that question then?
not in open session.
Okay, I'll reserve my question then for
It's easy
later.
because I can also say no. I'm not aware.
I'll reserve it.
Yes. All right.
Any other questions before I step down? Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nancy. And also, I want to stress that Julie Wilkinson, who's the Business Development Director for the City of Morris, could not be with us today, but of course, she shared a quote with us. And so I wanted to close with that because it's very powerful and really speaks to the economic development perspective for the Grundy expansion. So trustees of the board, once again, I know that our conversations and collaborations will continue beyond today. Just want to stress that. But I simply want to express my deep appreciation as we move forward on our journey together. One rooted in partnership, vision, and service to our community. And once again, I want to thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Farmer.
Item 1.7.2, the ERP optimization and modernization update, part 2.
Okay,
Dr. Farmer.
I'm still at the podium again. Dr. Numo, anything regarding this one before I, okay, all right. Okay, trustees of the board. So, wow, I can't believe that we are now having part 2 conversation regarding the ERP optimization and modernization. So before I jump into the presentation, I want to take a moment just to thank all of you for allowing us some time, because remember, we were scheduled to present this information in September, but we really wanted to have ongoing conversations with those who are closest to the project. And I see some of them in the audience today. Thank you for being here, for your support. So I want to thank you for that opportunity. So I want to do a special thanks, and I tend to start my presentations jumping right into the details. But tonight I just want to pause because the ERP process, even from the ERP restart to the optimization to modernization, has been quite interesting and challenging. So I want to take a moment to thank Dr. Namuo first for his courageous leadership, his direction regarding the process in general, and really leading this side by side with myself and the cabinet and other individuals at the college. Thank you for your leadership in this area. Karen Kissel, Vice President Karen Kissel, thank you for your leadership You will know why I'm thanking her as I get into this presentation. She has stepped up and really provided a great support and advocacy for the team. Oh, Dr. Chris Oswego, thank you for your ongoing leadership. You adopted a very challenging area for a very, very long time, and I want to thank you for your ongoing commitment, your steady hand, and your support for your team. And last but not least, EV Fellow, Dr. Erica Reyes. I'm going to pause because sometimes there were moments that I could not be at a meeting because as the executive sponsor, I'm supposed to be operating at this level, but she served as an advocate and a voice for me to really provide some critical decisions and input from all of our key stakeholders. And last but not least, I want to thank the JJC community for your ongoing support. ERP implementation fatigue is real. And for some of us, as some of the board members are aware, we've been on this journey for some time, but we're almost there. And we need your support to get us there. So board members, I'm gonna take a moment and I'm gonna do the same thing I did before when we started the ERP restart. I walked around, I'm moving, Dr. Nomura, this is not on the script, I wanna walk around and thank all the board members for your commitment. I did this before, because we are moving into another phase of this ERP optimization and modernization, which will require ongoing support. Ongoing support from the Board of Trustees. Tonight, I'm going to lean into the core values of our ERP. And I just want to stress to you, board members, you've supported us every step of the way. If you could take a look at the listing, every time I came to you, starting in 2023, even today, I made a commitment to this board that I would provide you a timeline, milestones, and a budget as we move forward. Is that correct? This is where I need affirmation. So I'm leaning into our guiding project goals. I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to communicate a lot, and I'm going to bring alongside Karen Kissel, Dr. Oswego to present alongside with me. We will honor the employees' voices. I will let you know today we met again with the employees right before this meeting just to have some ongoing conversations with them about some decisions we had to make. We want to leverage the talent, very talented staff members we have at JJC. But most importantly, Board of Trustees, as we move forward with the ERP optimization and modernization, I want this team, the JJC team, to face it with confidence, to face the challenges with confidence, because they know they have not just the administration support, but also your support. Okay. So as a reminder, we had an ERP restart. That was the time when we were building the infrastructure of the college, the technical aspect. And now as we move into the ERP optimization and modernization, we need additional support. So I want to thank my Campus Works colleagues for doing such a fine job with the architectural review. They really set the stage for the college as we move forward with SaaS implementation. They called out our opportunities and they also called out some of our challenges. And so hopefully today, as we talk through this ERP path to SaaS in modernization, you will understand how important it is for your ongoing support for this project. One of the most important aspects that we took away from the architectural review was the project governance. From my perspective, we had a very, very strong project governance. But with every new initiative, there's an opportunity to change and strengthen it and really provide critical ongoing support for the project. So as you can see in front of you today is a new revised project governance structure. And you can see also in red we have someone standing out bold, which is new. I will continue to serve as your executive sponsor for this project. I will continue to be in front of you as board members advocating and championing for this process and asking for ongoing resources. But there are two new areas that we want to focus on. We have identified Karen Kissel, our Vice President for Administrative Services and Finance, that's why I'm thanking her now, to serve as the ERP optimization lead. She will work side by side with me and will provide advocacy at the highest level, bridging between our project managers and also advocating for our team, and also holding the vendors accountable. Can I be clear about that? She's very good at that as well. We also will continue to have an enterprise project manager. We need someone to move the project forward, move timelines forward, et cetera. But the one area that I want to call your attention to is the technical project manager support. We have a very strong IT team. They're focused, but also we want to make sure that we continue to provide them ongoing support. Technology continues to evolve, and they need to evolve with the technology. So we want to bring alongside vendors to support us in that endeavor as well. We will continue to have our cross-functional leads. Those are individuals who are closest to the project, our advisory team, and also our steering committee. So at this time, I would like to invite Christopher to the podium. Now, before Chris talks about the timeline, I want to stress to the board that this is a 2-year timeline. Pause on that. However, it might be 2 years, but it is our goal to go live way sooner than that. But we want to make sure that we have the support, the technology support, as we move forward. So I'm gonna have Chris talk a little bit about the timeline, and then we'll come back and have other discussions. Dr. Oswego?
Thank you. This timeline is the one I presented, 6-7 months ago when we presented, or a variation of that. So if you remember at the top, if I can draw your attention to that, there is the months and the years spelled out through 2027. As Dr. Farmer mentioned, we want to go sooner than what's presented here. So if we think about it, think of that all consolidated down, so the general elements will stay the same. They just may be in different months from that calendar across the top. If you look at the very top, that light blue area, dark blue long bar is what Dr. Farmer just talked about with our project managers, with what Karen's doing and all the cross-functional leads, everybody that's providing input on the project and making decisions as we implement or move to the SaaS ERP. Underneath that, we have the maintain on-prem. So we have an on-prem servers, a couple of them sitting in our data center right now, which we use for our colleague on-prem, the day-to-day operation, the stuff that we're doing right now. We're moving that to the cloud. That's the whole point of the project. But until we get there, we have to have our on-prem servers and systems. So that is there. We need the team to manage that and maintain that until we can shut it off post go live. Underneath that, we have optimization review. This has been ongoing for a number of years now, and it's simple things like the graduation application process. What does that look like? It used to be a paper form, and I think it went electronic. It will be in colleague SaaS in the future. Drop for non-payment, we spent months on that topic, and what's that gonna look like in a SaaS environment? What's the process like? So we have to kind of tear everything down, and some of it can be done in SaaS, some of it can't. So we may have to change the way we do something or change a business process. So the team spends a lot of time looking at those, and we call it SaaSifying it. How do we make it ready for SaaS? The yellow is what we call the data migration or the pass, and we've done this a couple times with colleague or Lucian so far. We've got a couple more, and it's where we take the data as it stands today and the environment as we're preparing it for SaaS, and we actually move it to the cloud. The reason we do that is a couple-fold. It gives us practice because none of them have gone perfect so far. There's always a glitch, but we learn from that and we get better each time. But then also when it's in there, we can run a scan and find out what's not SaaS compliant, and then we can fix those. You'll hear the team talk about data cleanup a lot, and it could be something as a special character that somebody inserted 20 years ago was fine, but it's not fine with SAS. So we've got to clean that up, among 30 other things that happen. But it helps when we can put it in the cloud and work with data in the true environment that we'll be moving to. Green underneath that is integrations. We have 60-some integrations that either connect to or send data into Colleague, and it can be things like test scores, ACT, SAT scores. The library downstairs has an export that they receive that is their patron load. So students and faculty, staff, all of you can go and check materials out because we run a report through an integration from Colleague. There's large ones like Canvas, our student LMS, learning management system, that students take online and hybrid courses in. All that data has to come out of Colleague, and it's these integrations that make the systems talk to each other. We have insight reporting. Everybody wants reports. You know, we have data in the system. I think we have a list of like 700 reports. We're kind of prioritizing that right now into a list of 300-400 that we need on Go Live. But people want the data out, and they want it quickly usually. So a lot of report writing. There's a experience portal, which if you think of a website, think of a whole bunch of squares on it, or what we call cards. And the cards will allow people to do something with the system. So it might be to pay a bill if you're a student, or register. Might be to run one of those reports that gets written. It could be doing a number of things. It might be a list of forms that you click on and it just takes you to the form. We can do a lot by presenting this experience, the data, to our users in more of a graphical, visually appealing way. And then the last one down there, SAT or SAS, UAT, and Go Live. If we think about this work, let's just think about it in a 12-month time frame. Starting at about month 10, we need to be done with all the work so we can test it and find out if something doesn't work, and then fix it if it needs that. So again, when we say go live, maybe in a year, we need some testing time before it, because we want to make sure everything works, it works as expected, and then we have a positive user experience after that. So all of that, again, has to occur as part of the project. The team is doing wonderful work and will continue to.
I know that was a lot of information shared with you, but it was important to at least highlight the timeline and some of the milestones as we move forward. All right, so board members, I do want to take a moment to really talk about the resources. And if you recall, I shared this information with you in the past. There are specific key implementation focus areas as we move forward with the ERP and moving to SAS. I've talked about the CRM time after time. You know, the CRM is an opportunity for the admissions team, recruitment, to scale up in that area 100%. Also, I've had conversations with all of you about human capital. That means our staff members, our vendors, people that we work with to move the process forward. You've already heard a little bit about our integration. But most importantly that I want to point your attention to is the contingency plan. Whenever you move forward with a process this heavy, it's important that we have a contingency plan, just to plan for any surprises. So I want to share with you today a budget. If you could share the budget, pass it out, please, Karen. If you recall when we did the ERP restart, I shared a budget with you. And I'm going to invite Karen Kissel to the podium, and we're going to talk more about the budget that we will need moving forward with our process. So as you review the budget, I want to pause. I want to thank Dr. Namuo once again, because again, we did receive some concessions from Elucian, and that is noted in the budget. Also, as a college community, We really think it's important to diversify our vendors and our partners. So you will notice in the proposed budget that we have in front of you, we've identified another vendor to provide some project management technology support for the college. So I'm going to have Karen Kissel, my partner here, go through the budget with you. But most importantly, I want you to point out that we had some cost savings from the previous ERP restart, remember, board members? But I do want Karen Kissel to talk us through it. Karen Kissel, please.
Thanks, Dr. Farmer. Well, I'm not going to go through the numbers aloud. They're in front of you. I'm just going to go through the concepts of what you've approved over the past 2 years, what we'll be putting in front of you today, and the overall plan for the 2-year proposal that Dr. Oswinkel walked through today. So first, as Dr. Farmer mentioned, in November 2023, you did approve a budget for us that got us this far. We can say that we had $750,000 worth of savings that we're applying toward this next phase of the project. In April of 2023, you approved a contract for us to start with the implementation of colleague Elution. We still have remaining implementation costs left over in that budget that we'll be applying to the next phase. In June of 2025, you approved a 3-year contract for us with Elution. As Dr. Farmer mentioned, President Numuo was able to negotiate those costs down from what the board approved. Tonight, we're going to ask you to approve 3 items. The first, as Dr. Farmer mentioned, is the CRM, the Customer Relationship Management Software, which is really going to help us in our recruiting efforts, in lead tracking, in automated follow-up, and in student retention. That's a 3-year contract that we're going to be putting before you today. And the next are 2 other items. The first refers to our new partner, our partner who's going to take us through the implementation. They're going to provide us project management support as well as technical support for the next 2 years. And then the third is transitioning from our existing partner. We've asked them to just assist us as we transition from our old partner to our new partner. We're assuming that's going to take approximately a month, and we've asked them for that support. And then in the future, we're going to ask you for your approval of an OCR enhancement for ImageNow, which is an optical character recognition software. It's going to help us with scanning documents. We have about 8,000 high school transcripts that come in. We manually enter those. This is going to give us the opportunity to scan those in for there to be editable, for there to be searchable, and it's going to really provide a lot of support in the areas of removing a lot of data entry and opportunities for error. This is going to be a huge advancement for our group. And then finally, when we look at other resources that we've been providing to support our team, first are the backfill. We're going to continue those through the project, and as we move forward, we'll begin to roll those off as we're able to see the enhancements through the SaaS implementation. And then finally, as Dr. Farmer mentioned, a contingency. We are doing our best to estimate every cost possible at this date, but sometimes things come up. We're going to continue to manage resources wisely. We're going to continue to negotiate and do the best we can. But for right now, we're looking at a budget for the next 2 years. That's what we're putting in front of you today. Do you have any questions?
All I can say is great choice on Raleigh. Excellent choice.
Thank you, VP Kissel. Thank you, VP Kissel. So at this time, I just want to call your attention once again to the guiding project goals. Transparency. We're being transparent regarding the budget, the opportunity, our new vendor, etc. We're going to continue to honor our employees' voices. That's important to us. They've been helping us guide this project along, side by side with them. We'll leverage the talent, very important. But most importantly, I want the team to feel like we can face any challenges related to the ERP because they have your support and the administration support. So I want to take a moment, once again, I know we talked about our new vendor, but I want to stress that Campus Works has worked side by side with us and provided excellent service during a critical time, right, Dr. Numuo, when we needed them the most. And as we move forward with this project, I truly believe that Campus Works, and our new partner will get us to the finish line. All right, thank you so much once again. And Dr. Namuo, if you can wrap us up, please.
So Dr. Farmer, I just want to, well, first of all, you commended everyone else for their leadership. Thank you for your leadership. I mean, these things, as trustees, as you all saw, and I think most of you have been here since the beginning of the original implementation, and most of you have been here since the restart. And as I think about what the last 3 years have brought, I'm just really proud of our team for navigating all of those different pieces. Dr. Farmer, can you go back to Dr. Ostwinkle's timeline real quick?
Yes.
Because I think this gives a snapshot of how extraordinarily complex these migrations are, right? I mean, just this screenshot, to think about where we were 2 years and about 10 months ago,
Yes.
when we made that difficult decision to move away from the SIS vendor we were with and back toward a Lucian colleague to invest further in on-prem and now being committed to moving to the cloud. Trustee Bishop and I had a conversation earlier just about optimizing and modernizing, and his focus was on the student experience. And while we were talking about sorcery, magic, and futuristic things, none of those things are possible. I'm referencing AI, of course, but none of those things are possible without stabilizing the ERP that we use today. And I want to echo Dr. Farmer's sentiments publicly. We were in triage mode 3 years ago, grappling with an SIS that had a number of challenges and some blockers that prevented us from moving forward. And so to reinvest in a Lucian colleague, I'm very thankful for the work that Campus Works did. This board has supported our partnership with Campus Works from the initial verification and validation,
Yes.
where Campus Works descended on JJC, identified a number of different challenges, issues, and had some very specific recommendations about how best to stabilize and triage in that moment our ERP migration. And along with their help, along with the incredible team in IT and a cross-functional team of ERP leads across the organization and Dr. Farmer's leadership, boy, oh boy, here we are with a stable system. And I've worked in environments that were not stable. So I know exactly what that feels like. It does not feel good. So to be at this really critical juncture where we are now talking about modernizing and optimizing, and then eventually making our way to the cloud with some dates that I'm quite pleased with, brings me comfort and I might even say joy, attached to this project.
But you need to take some credit too. Because that Christmas, when you came to both the chair and I.
Didn't feel like Christmas.
And
It was
said,
Christmas.
No. But
Merry
this is part of it. You said you wanted an additional 3-point-some million. And you stopped and you said, I want you to digest it and think about it. And you did a survey and you came back and you did more of the understanding of what the employees were looking at. And then you came back and you did a pause and you did an intense survey to find out what was going on. And then you did do the pause.
Yeah.
And that pause was very relevant to what was going on, futuristic, to stop it. And then when you came back and you talked to other groups that were both future and gone employees that gave you more of a history of a narrative that was more like a book report, you went further to find out what the next cause and step would be.
Yeah.
So take that as a credit that you started it. Because otherwise you were gonna push for that next step to stay with them.
Sure.
But no, you took the initiative to look further. So I give you credit for
I
that.
appreciate that, Trustee. I'm going to record that. Watch
That's
out.
a great recording.
But thank you.
Thank you for
appreciate
that. Thank
And,
you, Trustee Brown. Thank you.
But shared governance, we're
Yes.
an industry of a lot of smart people. A lot of them are right here at this table. and across the institution. But thank you for acknowledging that. I appreciate it.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you,
Exhale.
everyone.
And just to clarify that,
Yes.
he didn't ask us for the $3.2 million because I wouldn't have given it to him. But
No, he was asking Chairman
she
O'Donnell
pulled out her
and I.
checkbook. I ran.
Yeah, no, he was asking
Oh, that
Chairman
was Chairman
O'Donnell.
O'Connell at the time.
Yes.
Right.
Well, once again, trustees of the board, we appreciate your support. We're going to continue to push forward and move this forward together. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Item 1.7.3, the faculty union report. Mr. Ward.
Thank you for staying with us.
You may find this disappointing, but I don't have any financial numbers. Actually, it's exciting. This is week 9 of the semester. We're more than halfway there. And I want to start this evening by acknowledging this body right here, this board, and your continued efforts through proclamations to honor the many faces of our college community. The national dialogue might suggest we do otherwise.
Thank
You have the courage to recognize the faces of our students, our employees, and the community that we work in, and in many cases, the community that we live in. And most importantly, they reflect the core values of this institution, and that's what makes us great. And it's interesting, here at the midterm, week 8, week 9, this is a stressful time for our students, right? This is kind of the first big academic hurdle of the year. For a lot of our students, this is when we'll make a decision. I'm going to either pass this course or maybe I'm going to have to make another decision. And I just really want to acknowledge the kind and caring efforts to our students from the faculty, but also with the support of staff all over this campus and obviously the administration behind us as we make accommodations to help our students be successful in an increasingly tough time outside the classroom. There's a lot going on in our community that has our students having to adjust their lives. And so I appreciate everybody, and I think I can speak on behalf of our students when I say thank you to everybody for making that happen. That's important. And on a final note, have you noticed I always have about 3 things to talk about? I want to share an uplifting moment with you. When I'm away from here, particularly when I travel, I enjoy listening to podcasts. And if you look at my list of podcasts, it's varied. On my way to Peoria in the morning, I will listen to the latest podcast from NASA. That's one of the things I really enjoy. But on my playlist, you may find this interesting from an auto teacher down the street, is the Ed Up experience. All right? And if you're not familiar with it, it deals with all aspects of higher education. And if you listen to podcasts, you will get a little, every time there's a new podcast on all of these various channels that I listen to, you're going to, hey, there's a new podcast, click here. And lo and behold, about 2 weeks ago, I get hey, here's one that's new, what America's original community college teaches about the future. And I thought, well, that's interesting. So I clicked on it, and actually, I got 53 minutes of Dr. Numoa. And obviously the host. But it was on the great things that are happening here at JJC and have been happening for some time. And I think that's important to remember because sometimes life just kind of drags you down and you kind of forget about the really great things that are going on here. And yes, it was Dr. Numoa who was sharing the great things that are going on, but it was really, and I'm not taking away from your leadership, but it's everybody else on this campus that makes it happen. Whether it's the folks with the kindergartners down in the auto shop with the future wolves, and yes, I think they were more interested in the hand sanitizers than the cars. but it's all of the projects and all the great things that really make this a great place to work. So with that, hopefully I have brought a little cheer to your day, a few less financial numbers, and have a great rest of the month. Thank you.
Item 1.7.4, the Adjunct Faculty Union Report from Laura Discow.
So, good evening. Nice to see everyone again. I will be concise. Sorry. Well, it seems whoever I follow is always more, I don't know, what's the good word? Energetic, perhaps? I don't know. I'm a little more concise. You know, it's the science thing. Get to the data. The data says we're in the middle of the semester. It's not the beginning. It's not the end. We're moving along, and everything is going very well. The contract is settled, and I want to circle back to that for just 1 minute and thank the board for your support of that contract, and also thank especially Dr. Gray and Mark Morrissey, and really both of the teams for working together so respectfully and collaboratively. It took us a while, but it was always a very respectful process and productive process, and so I appreciate all of that work and all of your support. And with that, I think I'll just wrap it up and say have a good rest of the evening. Thanks.
Thank you. Item 1.7.5, the JJC Foundation Report with Christy Mulvey. Item 1.7.6, the Building and Grounds Committee Report, Trustee Bottomley and Trustee Bishop.
Yeah, absolutely. So we did not have a official formal Building and Grounds Committee meeting earlier today before our full board meeting. Instead, we had a little bit of an informal on your own field trip out to go see the construction on the Lakeshore Walkway. If you have not had an opportunity to go check it out, I'd highly encourage you to do so. Rumor has it, it's probably going to be done in November. And it looks like it'd be a great location to feed some geese, if I were to say so myself. So maybe before the November board meeting, you could catch me out there feeding some birds. So otherwise, our next meeting is going to be on November 12th at 4:30. I hope you guys can join us. I will continue my mission of making Buildings and Grounds the most fun and coolest committee that exists on this community college campus. Thank you.
Item 1.7.7, the Board Policy Committee Report. Do you have a report with Nancy being gone? Yes.
Oh, I don't.
Okay, that's okay.
Just that we did meet.
Okay, for next month then.
Yeah.
Okay. Item 1.7.8, the Finance Committee Report, Trustee Morales, Trustee Bottomley, and Trustee Bishop.
Yes, thank you. So the Finance Committee met 2 days ago here in this room at 4:30, and there is an item on the packet today that we will be voting on. So if you have more questions, feel free to ask at that point, but I'll be very concise also. So basically, in a nutshell, Minooka Community High School District Number 111 and Minooka Consolidated School District Number 201 were trying to negotiate a new agreement. And so they appealed to the Grundy County Board of Review and later with the Illinois Property Tax Appeal Board. Currently, 4 taxing bodies have already approved it. There's about 7 more that, including us, that it will go before additional boards for review for it to pass. We don't see this not passing. We see this being approved. At least the consensus from the Finance Committee is that we're in favor of this because this is actually going to be favorable for the college community. It will bring an additional about $194,000 of additional revenue, tax revenue from the levy over a 6-year agreement. So it's not anything that's going to be negatively impacting the college, but overall it's something positive. Again, that's in a nutshell where we're at now, and we will be voting on it later on in tonight's meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 1.7.9, the Student Trustee Report, Trustee Bishop.
typically I'm not one to bring papers up, but when I forgot my papers, I was confused for a second. Good afternoon, everyone. It's nice to see you all again. JJC Community, Chairman, Trustees of the Board, President Namuel. Gosh, it's been a semester, hasn't it? 9 weeks in already. Thank you for pointing that out. I wouldn't have recognized. It's moving so quick. So really quickly, I'd like to highlight a couple of events that took place on campus, one of which being National Coming Out Day, hosted by Pride Alliance, which had over 75 students in attendance. They made buttons for all students, no matter what walk of life you come from, you were welcome to join and make your own button. I'd also like to touch on some former events and upcoming events from the Center for Multicultural Access and Success. CMAS hosted a Hispanic Heritage Month celebration on September 17th with over 100 students in attendance. They went on an NIU campus tour with about 20 students. The Latin Empowerment Conference, which Trustee Guillen was at, had 87 high schools that attended and 135, correct me if I'm wrong, next time I see you, DeAndre Butler, 135 students who attended. They also had a leadership conference at the Mall of America with 28 students going to that. And then the First Generation celebration is upcoming this November 6th from 1 to 3:30. I will tell you now, the First Gen celebrations are always fantastic. From my very first board report, you might recall that collage I threw together. You could be a part of it. Just gonna throw that out there. I don't necessarily know how to play video, but speaking on the left is DeAndre Butler, and to the right were some of the high school students in attendance at the Latinx Empowerment Conference. And do you know if we'd be able to play the collage? In the middle, that's a collage. Would we be able to play that?
May I
Thank
have
you.
your attention, please?
Now, if you'd like to find that video, you can find it on CMOS's Instagram page. I've heard that they keep it regularly updated, and frankly, it's a great place to visit just to keep updated with some of the events around campus.
May I have your attention, please?
I think we're listening again. Apologies. So I'd like to highlight the 10th Annual Manufacturing Day that took place on campus, October 7th. There were 16 high schools that attended with over 850 students in the event center here on campus, which hosted 34 district employers. Really quick, I want to highlight the pictures there. The one to the right is students trying to use a robotic arm to pick up different types of candies. And then to the left, it goes over some of the chemicals used in our processing plants to teach students how to work with those. I had the pleasure of attending the Leading Illinois Together conference hosted by Phi Theta Kappa and the ICSA Association in Peoria, Illinois on the 10th and 11th. So from the Leading Illinois Together conference, we talked a little bit about confidence through storytelling. We are people before we are anything else. And we developed our own elevator pitches to get to better know the people in our community. We had Creating Connections, hosted by Brandy Chokran, Skills for Disagreeing Better, from Braver Angels, who also hosted the students here on campus, thanks to OSA, where we talked a little bit about political navigation. We also had probably the most impactful session that I was in attendance for, which was Beyond Small Talk, icebreakers that actually break the ice. I'm not going to pretend that it was easy conversation, but I feel like I walked out of that room with a greater understanding of what drives our students and students from other, students from other colleges in Illinois. I got to meet 2 student trustees who we connected and talked a little bit about some of the upcoming events for student trustees. But speaking of upcoming events, let's talk about November. So, actually, I lied. Let's talk about October. On the 17th, we're going to have trunk or treat in the S3 parking lot. On the 21st, we'll have Mapping the Universe with Desi. And that's hosted in the planetarium. On the 3rd, speaking of what was referenced in the Future Worlds Initiative proclamation, building rockets, they're going to do that again. Ages 5 to 17, you can pre-register. It's $29, hosted by our CSE department. We're also going to have DIY candles in Romeoville 1019. We have the Wiley Student Leadership Academy on the 4th. On November 10th, we have Student Government Dodgeball Tournament. That's always fun. Highly would recommend, especially if you're competitive. And then on the 18th, we've got the American Red Cross Blood Drive. And on the 20th, we'll be hosting a Thankfulness Day in the City Center lobby. Couple more updates, mostly coming from sustainability. We started composting. We have 5 locations across JJC, 3 of which take place on main campus, 2 of which are at City Center, and collaborators include P-STEP, Food Services, and Facility Services. Those right there, it kind of takes place just like municipal garbage. 3 64-gallon bins are picked up weekly by Waste Not, and they'll be weighing how much we divert from landfills during this pilot program. We also have Romeoville Repair Cafe on the 18th. You can bring any item that you could use repaired, including bicycles, clothing that might need stitches, electronic devices, and I know I personally have seen a couple clocks be brought in, and we recognize the importance of sustainability in our community, but being able to restore older items that are no longer really in use is so beneficial to pass down to our generation. And that's going to conclude my student trustee report. I thank you all for the time. I look forward to having a productive meeting, and thank you.
Thank you.
Item 1.7.10, the President's Report. Dr. Klein Namuel.
Thank you, Chairman. Appreciate it. I'm going to lean over and grab the clicker there. Just want to take a moment. You know, Brenton, you had big shoes to fill, and you are absolutely filling them. You're everywhere all the time. So I just want to commend you again for all of your leadership, all the different things you're involved in. And oh, by the way, you're a student as well. So well done. Well done, Brenton. I want to take a moment. Chairman, I will be challenging the board and the college community to show up and show out at next year's Walk to End Alzheimer's. And I'm sure you're going to ask me if they have a date yet. We do not actually have a date for 2026, but when we do, you will all be notified. As Kaylee mentioned, really just a great cause. I want to take a moment to acknowledge the Student Nursing Association. They've been attached to the Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's for many years now. I want to thank in advance the Community Service Employee Resource Group. They probably don't know it yet, but I'll be working closely with them to promote this event and JJC's involvement in it. It's news to Judy. And for those who love purple, by the way, the Alzheimer's Association colors just so happen to be purple. You know, I want to echo Kurt Ward's sentiments. Really great that the JJC community supports our students, celebrates their identities in such a meaningful way. And so, Board of Trustees, when you enthusiastically support these proclamations and our students see artifacts of those proclamations, whether those the artifacts be flags that fly or celebrations that we do as a leadership team here, you know, that means something to our students. It means something that we're celebrating aspects of their identities that are so important to them, that inform, how they see the world. So thank you, trustees, for that. Chairman, we'll be working with you to assign and really ask for interest from the trustees. We did this for the 12 by 12 by 12 proclamations, as you'll recall. So we'll be looking for trustees to make our way to both District 86 and Troy Consolidated District to celebrate their boards, their leadership for supporting future wolves. And you'll notice, might be asking why we're celebrating District 86 in Troy. What we've decided to do is each school district participates for 2 summers in a row, and then we rotate them out so that we can invite new districts in. So next year, we'll have Fairmont and Manuka for the second time and 2 new districts in. And we'll run those proclamations to celebrate the success of that initiative. I want to go back. I'm going to go back to Dr. Farmer again. And Kurt really made me think about this idea that the difference between, the distance between ideas and execution is vast and difficult. And I'm struggling to come up with better metaphors, but the idea that we collectively have been able to accomplish so much in just the last few years, anyone can have ideas, but it takes a really sophisticated group and committed group of leaders who are willing to, as Trustee Broderick referenced earlier, listen to all the smart people in the room, gather all of that feedback, develop consensus, come up with a financial plan, communicate it out in a way that acknowledges all of those people, but provides all of the detail necessary to build, what has become really a shared vision at the college for so many of these initiatives. And many of those, as you see, have been led by Dr. Farmer and our incredible group of leaders at the college. So I'll perfect that, Dr. Farmer. The distance between ideas and execution are vast, right? So thank you again. And Kurt Ward to the EdUp experience. Like and subscribe, everyone. Like and subscribe. You'll see you have several things in front of you. I won't talk about the first 2, only to focus on the word investment, right? Many things in our line of work come with a cost, absolutely. They come with tremendous effort from our faculty and our staff. But I want to challenge our trustees as you think about, especially the costs associated with some of these things. I want to challenge you. I want to encourage you to really think about them as investments. When I think about what's possible in Grundy, boy, oh boy, do I see that as an investment in the communities in Grundy County. And Chairman, in regards to 4.4, and looking back at any agreement the college has had with the foundation, our partnership has been symbiotic for decades. In 2023, the foundation celebrated its 50th anniversary, and we really haven't had a formal agreement since 1985. So what the board's doing today, approving an agreement that the foundation has already approved, formalizing what is largely already happening. Very thankful that we'll have that agreement in place and appreciate your support of that. 2 enrollment slides for you again. This one probably looks very similar to the one I've showed you last month. That's because it pretty much is. Again, we're seeing tuition credit up around 1%, 1.2%, and dual credit down because of the way we're accounting. I will have something to say about the adult basic education and English as a second language numbers. Deeper into my presentation, I've been feeling a certain way about it and have been involved in different activities and events that have really energized me, and they connect deeply with the status we have as a Hispanic serving institution. But I'll leave you on the edge of your seats for that one, and I'll come back to it, I promise. Far too early to celebrate our spring numbers, but as Kurt referenced, we're over the halfway hump, and when we're over the halfway hump, we start to look at registration numbers. So numbers look good so far, just that initial push. And again, back to having a stable student information system that makes some of these things like registration possible is certainly something to celebrate. Just some things around campus. I won't reference all of them. On the right-hand side, we worked with our lobbying team, Point of Difference. Kelly Roeder Tonelli organized an event whereby we had many of our electeds. Jason Bunting was here, a great friend of JJC, a prominent alumni, and really just a champion down in Springfield. So shout out to Representative Jason Bunting. The other, and representatives and staff from nearly all of our electeds, in addition to Governor Pritzker's office as well. Morgan was here from Governor Pritzker's office. I had a lot of time to speak with Senator Mike Halpin. And Senator Halpin is, and we're not in his district, right? He took this invitation or accepted this invitation as the co-sponsor of the piece of legislation that would authorize community colleges to offer bachelor's degrees. So Senator Halpin is the chair of Senate Higher Ed. For him to accept the invitation to come to JJC, take a tour of our facility, and you'll see him in the automotive lab, you'll see him in the EAS lab, very engaged, asking a lot of great questions. Just want to thank Senator Halpin for accepting that invitation. Brenton, you mentioned Manufacturing Day. I'll just add some additional details there. So this area that we're in, this industrial corridor that we're in, right? This economic powerhouse that we're in, supported by the Illinois Manufacturers Association, we had 911 high school students here. They filled the event center, had an audience with Mark Dantzler, had an audience with Ray Woodworth, had an audience with Dee Avalar. I am not exaggerating when I said that day, and I'll say it now, Manufacturing Day is one of the best things we do, right? One of the best things we do. I want to send a shout out to District 86. We had a group in here. Chairman, we had someone sitting in your seat playing you on that day. And trustees, all of you, they got to know who you are, what you do on this board. And we talked through really fun topics like Robert's Rules of Order. Yes. And I made the mistake of showing them how to turn on all of their microphones. And they had a lot of fun with that.
Hammer?
Oh, no, we didn't do that. We didn't bring out the hammer. We knew better than that, but they did approve agendas, meeting minutes. I thought they did pretty well. And they're just in 6th grade, so they're solid future wolves of JJC.
Future board members too.
Possibly. We had Tiana and I welcomed Mayor Ogle and his wife Kim to the new and improved Savor up on the 2nd floor of the city center. So if you get a chance, trustees and college community, I invite you to have a meal at our restaurant there. So both Lexi and Chef Bringus came out to take a picture with us. More around the campus, you'll hear more about this at some point, but the Foundation 5K was just another really incredible event. And Trustee Bottomley, I'm not sure that I'll reveal, she can reveal this at some point, but did very, very well at the event there, pictured with her dad. And of course, our stellar cross-country team in the upper left-hand corner came to volunteer for the event. Just some things around the district. I want to acknowledge Joliet Pride and their partnership. Jeff Gregory, Natalie Manley, Tiana and I visited. We had a tent there, as we always do, celebrating our students and the different ways we support the LGBTQ community. And some pictures over on the left-hand side. What I challenge all of you is let's double the size of that audience next year. And this is where I think I'm going to get a little serious because, and by no means do I have any interest in wading into any, of the political conversations as the federal government grapples with the state government and the tension we all feel as a result, the communities in and around District 525 are experiencing. But a lot of what I'm hearing from our students, I'm hearing from families impacted by some of the immigration activity. Frankly, I'm saddened, deeply saddened, and at times I'm deeply troubled. So what we've done here at the college community to largely affirm our values as an institution, a week ago, we sent a communication to both students and employees in partnership with Kelly Roeder Tonelli and some others, not only affirming our value, but highlighting many of the resources that are available to our students who may be experiencing some of these challenging things. And here's some of it, and I'd like to share it with the college community and with the board specifically today. And really, it was my stop at the Spanish Community Center that really got me thinking about the impact on Hispanic and Latinx communities right now. As I had conversations with Sylvia, who she and I serve on several boards together, to learn about the different resources that are available at the Spanish Community Center, I was inspired. I was energized by the services that they offer. And really inspired to communicate back to the college community. This is one of several communications that we've sent affirming the values of JJC and the resources that we offer. And it goes a little something like this. As federal immigration activity intensifies around Joliet, Chicago, and across the nation, I want to reaffirm JJC's commitment to safety, to dignity, and belonging for every member of the college community. We will remain student-centered and focused on sustaining the culture of care that runs deeply throughout our community. The college has multiple support teams in place for students, like the Center for Multicultural Access and Success, and of course, the Center for Student Wellness and Support. We have long-standing partnerships with organizations like the Spanish Community Center, like the Southwest Suburban Immigrant Project, who we've highlighted previously in this boardroom, and the Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights. And we will continue to offer educational opportunities for our community. We recognize that this heightened environment creates challenges and uncertainty. Our goal is to neutralize uncertainty where we can and to provide stability and support when it matters most. Over on the right-hand side, just to switch it up just a little bit, the Whitendorf Center hosts the Men Who Cook event that benefits the Will County Children's Advocacy Center. And so just want to appreciate that group for continuing to host at Whitendorf. Frankly, it looks like they're starting to outgrow that area, that facility. So I want to thank Jim Glasgow for his partnership and his support of what we do over at the Whitendorf Center. More things around the district. Trustee Morales and all of Latinos Unidos joined us that day. It was a great celebration. Just a fantastic parade along Collins Street. And over on the right-hand side, the very next weekend, want to thank all of our Morris staff and leadership there, and their absolutely willing children, including this little guy right here. I know it's hard to see that, but Kaino is absolutely smiling in that picture. He was a willing participant. And of course, Tom Dome with Morris Hospital and Lance Copes in the cruiser there. More things around the district. Both Lance and Chris joined Tiana and I in support of the YMCA. And want to again congratulate Dr. Henriksen for being inaugurated as also the 10th president of the University of St. Francis. In the upper right-hand corner, I'm not going to talk about that one at all. That was Mayor Streit and his Wendy. And Chairman, don't look too closely at my costume. There we go. More things around the district. Kelly Roder Tonelli and I had a great tour of the IKEA facility in Joliet. Talk about futuristic. There is some incredible automation happening at that facility. I'm not going to play a video of it, but if you ever get an opportunity to witness some of the automation in that facility, it will really blow your mind. In the upper left-hand corner, I want to thank Manny Lopez for meeting with me. Manny's the new executive director of the City Center Partnership, supporting businesses in downtown Joliet. And of course, the second annual philanthropic brunch celebration, where that event doubled in size from last year, and Mayor Darcy was there to pose for pictures. I want to thank the Gov for coming down and celebrating the Center for Wellness and support. I mean, just an incredible day of celebration. I want to thank our trustees. And I do want to offer, this wasn't designed to be an open event. Considering some of the tension that exists, the governor's team was pretty adamant that it be a relatively closed event. So in coordination with our police department, and then I hear that it's on Scott Slocum. So we had a lot more people there than I had anticipated. But Chairman, each month I highlight a group of employees, and I've actually got 2 this month. So I want to acknowledge, as some of, we're entering week 3 of the federal government shutdown. At JJC, we've been very proactive in this space. We've had a federal funding task force, has met regularly, developed communications and strategies, not only to identify the resources we get from the federal government, but to develop contingency plans if something like a shutdown were to happen, or if funds were to be taken away. So just want to take a moment to highlight all of the employees as part of the federal funding task force. Carrie's pictured, Dr. Brooks is there, Dane, Karen Kissel, Dr. Farmer is the executive sponsor. Kate Coughlin and Karen Kissel are the 2 leads for that group. Escortina's pictured, Amanda's pictured, Jeff Heap's pictured, Kelly Rodich-Tonelli, and there are several others on this group who are not pictured, and just want to thank them for their support. And Chairman, here's where I'm going to ask for the cabinet to give me a little bit of a drum roll. So, okay, thank you. Well done, cabinet. That was awesome. That was fantastic. So a few months ago, Karen Kissel came to us and had an idea, right? It was an idea that actually many of her peers did not support. The idea that since JJC kept people employed through the pandemic, yes, the pandemic, that pandemic 5 years ago, that we would be eligible for the employee retention credit. And so while many said no, Karen worked with a partner, with a vendor, to apply for and secure our employee retention credit in the amount of, drum roll again, please. Unplanned resources to JJC in the amount of Chairman, we got a check for $1.9 million, and I think that deserves Karen Kissel spotlight. Karen's also going to acknowledge Jeff Heap, Daryl Langlois, and her team as well. But it was really Karen who brought this to us. And Chairman, don't worry, I've asked the same questions you all are wondering about. Are you sure? Are you sure? And then different versions of are you sure? And we're sure. the employee retention credit as provided by the IRS resulted in an unplanned Karen Kissel windfall of 1.9. Now, trustees, before you get too excited, we have allocated those resources to the land acquisition for Morris and Grundy County expansion. Okay, so I just want to be clear.
Transparency.
Thank you. Thank you. We're going to use it to buy the land in Morris. I know, so full transparency. It's going to in and out. Karen, thank you. And with that, Chairman, I'll yield back. Thanks so much.
Thank you. That was a neat shade of red you turned, though.
She didn't know. It was a complete surprise.
Item 1.8, at this time, the chair is requesting a motion to enter into a closed session under 2C5.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Morales.
Yes.
Trustee Harris.
Yes.
Trustee Bottomley.
Yes.
Trustee Broderick.
Yes.
Trustee Bishop.
Yes.
Trustee Buzinski.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 1.9, the chair requests a motion to return to public session.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Morales.
Yes.
Trustee Bottomley.
Yes.
Trustee Broderick.
Yes.
Trustee Garcia Guillen.
Yes.
Trustee Harris.
Yes.
Trustee Bishop.
Yes.
Trustee Buzinski.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 1.10.1, approval of minutes for the regular meeting held on September 10th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
And ready for a vote, please?
Trustee Harris.
Yes.
Trustee Morales.
Yes.
Trustee Bottomley.
Yes.
Trustee Broderick.
Yes.
Trustee Garcia Guillen.
Yes.
Trustee Bishop.
Yes.
Trustee Buzinski.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 1.11, the approval of tonight's agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Comments? I wish things that we asked for would get on the agenda, such as things that I've asked for that don't get on there.
And we're ready to vote.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no.
No.
Motion carries.
Item 1.12, the approval of consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
I'd like some items pulled.
Items?
3.1, 3.25, 3.27, 3.214, 3.6, 4.14, or 4.4.
Can you repeat those again?
She has to repeat them.
3-1.
3.1,
3.1.
3.25,
What?
3.27,
3.214, 3.6, 4.4.
Okay, thank you.
Karen, we're ready for the vote?
Yes.
Trustee Morales.
Yes.
Trustee Garcia Guillen.
Yes.
Trustee Bottomley.
Yes.
Trustee Broderick.
Yes.
Trustee Harris.
Yes.
Trustee Bishop.
Yes.
Trustee Buzinski.
Yes.
Motion carries.
First pulled item is 3.1, the approval to pay the listing of bills for the period ending September 30th, 2025 as presented.
So moved.
Second.
I'm bringing this one up because I think with all of the stuff with the travel that we do for the travel for ACCT, which of course I can't go because I'm still considered not a good trustee, we should have some type of form, as I brought before the board, that approves the items that each trustee is put in. Otherwise, all we do is they just like get put in. the secretary sends in and gets the air and the hotel and the registration, we should really be putting it in so that it is approved by the board, not just put in and paid. So I'm making that as a recommendation that we do have a form that gets put in, and policy should be looking at that. And I did submit the form several times of what a form should look like, so policy should be looking at something like that.
We're ready to vote, please?
Trustee Bottomley?
Yes.
Trustee Harris?
Yes.
Trustee Broderick?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia again?
Yes.
Trustee Morales?
Yes.
Trustee Bishop?
Yes.
Trustee Bazinski?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next pulled item is 3.2.5, the T Building restroom renovation. I need a motion.
So move.
Second.
Question I have, what's going on with the renovation? Are we changing it? Is it a girls' bathroom, a boys' bathroom, or a unisex bathroom?
I thought it said updates. It's just being upgraded.
I know, but I'm asking, what are we doing?
They're all the same.
I don't
Nothing's
think
changing.
the gender of
It's
the
changing.
restroom should warrant our
just
decision
asking,
for
is-
renovation.
Well, when you say renovation, are we making
They're
it?
just not code compliant and they're just upgrading the restrooms in that area.
So that's it?
That's it.
Okay, that's all I need to know. Thank you.
That's what it said. When I read it, that's what it said.
I'm just asking.
We're ready to vote, Karen?
Trustee Morales?
Yes.
Trustee Bottomley?
Yes.
Trustee Broderick?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia again?
Yes.
Trustee Harris?
Yes.
Trustee Bishop?
Yes.
Trustee Bazinski?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next pulled item is 3.2.14,
I think it's 3.7. 3.27.
3.27.
3 point.
Oh, yeah, 3.27, custodial supplies.
So move.
Second.
What's the reason for the increase? It went from 195 to 275, and we're just adding another company. Was there a need to increase? When it's staying for the same term?
Sorry. We're adding another company to the group of vendors that we're using to source supplies.
So you're adding just because you're you're increasing?
We need another vendor. The existing vendor doesn't provide all the products that we need.
So you're increasing it by that amount, just 60,000 more?
Yes.
Okay. It says 2 years remaining on the approval, so if you're adding, did you really need to increase it?
Can we have Matt come? Matt, can you come up and answer the question?
So the contract for Home Depot is under the IPAC contract. IPAC actually awarded two companies, so there's Home Depot and the facilities maintenance.
Okay.
I'm sorry, the Invoice Solutions. We're adding on Invoice Solutions. We were already purchasing from them, just not a lot, or at least not enough to require board approval. So now we're adding them on to the board approval so that we can buy more product from them. And depending on which company offers JJC the best deal on whatever product we need, that's who we'll end up purchasing from. The reason for the budget increase was to account for that extra spend that we would likely have.
So it's just to cover you then, just in case?
Exactly. It doesn't go over the actual budgeted amount, so for
Okay.
custodial supplies, I don't know what that exact
So
amount
it's
is.
just a security measure?
Exactly.
Okay, that's
Yep.
fine. I'm good.
Yep.
Thank you.
That was a good catch, Trustee Broderick, because I did notice that, and thank you for bringing it up. And thank you for the explanation, because I wouldn't have figured that out by just the information we were given. But thank you for the explanation.
We're ready to vote?
Yep.
Trustee Bottomley?
Yes.
Trustee Harris?
Yes.
Trustee Broderick?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia again?
Yes.
Trustee Morales?
Yes.
Trustee Bishop?
Yes.
Trustee Bazinski?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Now it's 3.2.14, the ERP project management and support.
So move.
Second.
Second.
Okay, so this is where you're doing a transition from Campus Works to Forelli. That's my understanding, right?
That's correct.
Okay, I'm good with it then.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right.
Ready to vote?
Okay, thank you.
We're ready to vote.
Yes.
Trustee Bottomley?
Yes.
Trustee Morales?
Yes.
Trustee Broderick?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia Guillen?
Yes.
Trustee Harris?
Yes.
Trustee Bishop?
Yes.
Trustee Bazinski?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 3.6, Board of Trustees approval of the Equistar Chemical LP property tax agreement.
So moved. Second.
Okay, so Alicia, you mentioned that this is gonna go anyway, because it looks like the other school, the two schools that are involved, they've already agreed to this then, the changes, the changes to it?
Yes.
Because they appealed it, well, that's what I read.
Yes.
And the attorney then gave the letter this is what's in here?
Correct.
That says they're gonna do it, even though they're doing, the high school's doing it tonight too, the same as us?
Correct. Yep.
And then the grade school's gonna do it on the 20th?
Yep.
So it doesn't matter whether we wait or not, they're still gonna do it?
Yes.
All right, I'm good then.
You ready to vote on 3.6?
Trustee Morales?
Yes.
Trustee Bottomley?
Yes.
Trustee Broderick?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia Guillen?
Yes.
Trustee Harris?
Yes.
Trustee Bishop?
Yes.
Trustee Bazinski?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next pulled item is 4.4, approval of Joliet Junior College Foundation Memorandum of Understanding.
Second.
Okay, a little bit of an explanation. I understand that we have to do this. Is that my understanding? Is this the new agreement so that is this part of what the Title IX came back with? Or what was the purpose of this resolution? Is this because they're going separate from us?
No, this largely formalizes current practice while, honoring and recognizing their relative autonomy as an independent nonprofit entity.
Okay.
For many years, we've operated without a formal agreement.
I
So
didn't
as
think
you,
we had one.
yeah. So as you look at, if you read, when you read, as you have the different sections, it largely captures what's happening right now. There's a lot of things that, some vulnerabilities that existed that are now.
So it's defining it
No
then?
longer, they no longer exist.
Okay, so we're defining everything to make sure that we have everything out?
Yeah.
Formalizing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
it.
okay.
And the JJC Foundation agrees too, because it looks like,
Chris signed, yeah. the
okay, they've got to
president of
sign it,
the-
then Chris has got to sign it,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Good, all right.
We are ready to vote, please.
Trustee Garcia Guillen?
Yes.
Trustee Bottomley?
Yes.
Trustee Broderick?
Yes.
Trustee Harris?
Yes.
Trustee Morales?
Yes.
Trustee Bishop?
Yes.
Trustee Bazinski?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Back to new business, old business, 4.1, first reading of board policies. The first one is policy 01.65.00, policy amendments. Is up for first read. Any comments? Second policy is 03.22.00, comprehensive agreement regarding the expansion of the education resources. No comments. We'll go on to 05.01.00, institutional compliance. Okay.
Self-explanatory.
Okay, no comments. Those will move to the second reading at the next meeting.
Yep.
Item 4.5, the resolution authorizing Grundy County expansion land acquisition negotiations for Joliet Junior College District 525.
So moved.
Second.
I have some concerns with this resolution. I'm looking at 5, paragraph 5. The board was provided the details of proposed terms related to the proposed purchase in closed session. and appraisals. We just got one appraisal tonight. We had one appraisal that I consider inconclusive as a lender that was given to us months ago. And I didn't feel that it was appropriate for us to work with that one because it had one stale comparable and that was it, and a bunch of listings. And I'm looking at the dates of everything. On 8/20, the board, we met and there was no appraisal given then. We were told that it was gonna have a verbal. On 8/26, I'm looking at the messages left for an appraisal, on the, bills from the attorney. They left messages and they didn't get anything. On 9/18, the president met with the Craigs and finalized the plans in advance of the board action. No appraisal was seen then by the board. And I don't know if this resolution is just covering up for the fact that it was already decided what the cost of each acre was gonna be. I don't feel comfortable. I don't think we're transparent with this resolution. I don't feel comfortable at all with the resolution because I don't think it's in the best interest for us to do this, to sign this, when everything was already decided ahead of time. And
Excuse me
I
one
don't feel.
minute. We're touching into things that are closed session discussions. We should not be doing it.
Well, the resolution itself is okay because it doesn't speak about specifics.
But we're speaking about specifics when we start talking about attorneys
When we
and,
start talking about appraisals and attorneys, it's probably not.
yes.
Am I out of place?
Are you what?
Out of line?
Well, if it's a matter discussed in closed session, it's in closed session for a reason. So
Right, but I'm
if your-
saying-
If your questions are about the resolution, stick to the questions about the resolution.
Well, I'm concerned because it says in closed session, we received this, when I know that we didn't receive that in closed session until tonight.
Well, you did
That was
receive it
closed
tonight,
session.
right?
Pardon me?
You did receive it tonight, correct?
We received an appraisal tonight.
Right, so it's, and you saw one other one, correct?
Yeah, months
So
ago,
then
that was not
that's-
considered in my.
By you, understandably, but by you,
Okay.
but the resolution's accurate in that you received one appraisal and you received another appraisal tonight.
One appraisal that I considered, not considered in, I'm just saying
You
that.
can consider that, that's fine, but it doesn't change the fact that you received one.
Okay, so I'm just looking at the fact that things were already said and done in regards to messages from the president, that it was already said and done, that there was already a price established.
Again, that's something that, if you're trying to talk about price now, how you determine price, it's inappropriate out here.
If
It's
it's
not
on our,
something-
if it's on our emails that we've already seen,
Oh, my God.
okay. I guess we have no business of stating anything then, Matt.
No, you asked the question about the resolution.
I am, that's
The
what I'm concerned.
resolution, as drafted, is accurate.
I don't think it is accurate.
Then that's fine, that's your
Okay,
opinion.
I don't think it's accurate.
Fine.
Comment.
Yes.
Everything in this resolution, we have, as a board, we have been kept apprised about for 2 years, throughout the negotiation process. Everything that is on there is accurate, and we do not have to have X amount of appraisals because we're not using state money for this. So that's, that neutralizes that. We've been informed every step of the way from the president, and so that is a fact. What was said prior is untrue. And I'm comfortable voting for this tonight. Thank you.
If I may, Chairman.
Yes.
I'm really excited to have this resolution in front of us tonight. Looking at an expansion out to Grundy County is really exciting. I've said it before. I'll say it tonight. I will continue to say it. I'm excited to continue to bet on Grundy County. We heard from Nancy Norton tonight, and we have many friends and great leaders in Grundy County that always share about the phenomenal things that are happening out in Grundy. I'm willing to bet on Grundy County. I'm willing to bet on what this expansion means for us as a college, us as an institution, and our involvement within the community. To get a little personal, Nancy Norton shared that, you know, she had family that she grew up in Joliet and they moved out to Morris, to Grundy County. My family story is a little bit different. My family was in Morris, was in Grundy County. I have family roots there, and we came to Joliet. Grundy County holds a great place in my heart. It is a beautiful place. Morris is doing such great and amazing things, and us having a footprint in there is going to be so valuable, so impactful, and really stands with our peers and with our residents in Grundy County that continue to pay taxes that support this district. I'm looking forward to our expansion out there. Thank you.
Any other comments? Are we ready to vote?
Do I get to refute anything?
Yes, that's it then. Any comments?
I think, to be honest with you, that the negotiation of this resolution should have been out prior to. If anything was gonna be negotiated or discussed prior to, it should have been out a long time ago. Because all of this negotiation that was going on this past year, it should have been out a long time ago. And that's where I stand, because I think the resolution should have been done with the board having full resolution done ahead of time.
We had gone through this conversation in public before. One of the reasons that Dr. Numul brought this back to us is the size of the property changed. We increased the amount of acreage we were gonna get. I think all of us as a board appreciate the fact that he did come back and put it in front of us again, which is, you know, the purpose of it tonight. He added acreage to the original because of engineering study, so.
Not only that, but we had started this since 2023, and it fell through. It was a result of the fault of two board members, and now we're back on track. I'm excited to see this project go forward, and I look forward to being part of this vote. Thank you.
The only thing I'm gonna say back is that none of you have been on projects where you've bought land and built buildings. There are several reports that are needed to show that there's a need for a new campus. I haven't seen any of those reports. And I haven't seen anything that tells me there's a need to have another campus in Morris.
Just drive by the current campus and you'll see it. It's very visible.
I haven't seen reports that show it. Independent reports, feasibility, financial studies. I haven't seen those, and there's 13
Then you're not
reports.
reading your reports.
I haven't seen them. They haven't been generated.
There's been tremendous growth rate in Grundy County to warrant us having a bigger footprint there.
I'd like to say something.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. We here as the board, we have discussed quite a bit of it about the expansion and received quite a bit of information. I do agree that Grundy is indeed expanding, you know. I think the investment that we make for the land would be beneficial and definitely generate, we'll be able to see our returns in the future, so I'll support it.
Trustee Garcia again?
Yes, thank you. Good evening, everyone. I look forward to voting on this resolution. Again, I do want to clarify something just to make sure that we're all on the same page and also that the public has all the right information regardless of lies that are being told by one of our trustees right now and micromanaging. So in order to get to this conclusion of determining that we need a new campus, all of the research has already been done by Dr. Namul, cabinet, and also partners that are working collaborative with JJC in order to be able to make this project a reality, okay? And that includes any tests on the land, feasibility studies, understanding what are some of the key programs that are going to be important for us to do, to have on this campus. So the idea that none of that information, none of that work is being done is a lie when all of that work is being done. And again, our role as trustees and as a reminder is a policy-making board. So that means that we will get information and we continue to get information on an ongoing manner to make sure that we fully understand what's going on. And again, different information that is discussed in closed session does not have to be mentioned here right now at this time. But there's key information that is being not communicated intentionally by a trustee. This is specifically you, Marie. And again, all of the work that our administration is doing is wonderful in collaboration with our partners in Grundy to make it a reality. Thank you.
Being that's not in our strategic plan or in our budget, I would offer an alternative that we.
Sherry, does she still have time, or did she already run out
No,
of
she has
time?
time. She has
I have
time.
Being that it's not in the strategic plan and the budget, I would offer a suggestion that maybe we offer classes in the two high schools, Manuka and Morris, to see what we could do instead of spending the 25 million of opening a brand new campus, because then that would give us an opportunity to see if there is a need for that in this community. And that's my suggestion.
Well, I think we should continue to focus on, this is a land requisition right now. That's what we're talking about tonight. Is that not correct? Okay.
Well, it seems everyone shared, so I might as well. Dr. Namuel, I'm going to call on you very quickly. What is the purpose of Illinois Community College baccalaureate degrees? There is a point I am attempting to make.
Okay.
I promise.
I will attempt to fall into the trap here. Illinois baccalaureate degrees, opportunity, accessibility, and expansion of the community college mission that we started 124 years ago, that we offer open access. Our doors are open to all students, regardless of where they come from, regardless of their place in the socioeconomic ladder, that we are a place for all learners.
So if I were to potentially summarize in one sentence, it might be equitable access to education, regardless of background.
There you go.
This serves as an opportunity for Grundy County to have the same opportunities afforded to main campus students. And for that, I personally will be in support of this. Thank you.
Are we ready to vote? Looks like, thank you, Karen.
Trustee Morales?
Yes.
Trustee Bottomley?
Yes.
Trustee Broderick?
No.
Trustee Garcia Guillen?
Yes.
Trustee Harris?
Yes.
Trustee Bishop?
Yes.
Trustee Bazinski?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 5.1, the representative to the ICCTA, ACCT, Trustee Harris.
Already? Okay. Okay. Sorry, I should pay attention. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. The ICCTA met in Springfield on the 13th and 14th of September. And we're always glad to be there with the roundtable discussions. And I just want to share with you some of the topics. I won't get into the discussion because they are confidential, but just to let you know what is important to all of the colleges and what we do to share to see how we make our college better. There were 11 topics total, and so the board chose three topics. So number one was when writing a review, when writing or renewing a presidential contract, does it include goals and performance criteria? Is the president evaluated annually, or if so, is the annual salary increase based on the evaluation, or is it predetermined in the contract? That was one of the questions. And the second one was, how are colleges addressing the needs of students who may be impacted by federal deportation policies or the withholding of federal funds? And then number three was, should the ICCTA consider advancing legislation to amend the Illinois Open Meetings Act to allow discussion in closed session to address potential budget draining risk threats, threatening litigation, and threatening civil penalties? So I want to share that with you because what happens is we get an email, and they ask for topics through all of the trustees throughout the 48 colleges. And so these were some of the topics that were brought up. So as you can see, all of the colleges have the same concerns, same interests. And when we do make decisions or discuss it at the round table, the key is focusing on what's best for the students. And so that's basically what we come up with. Information that we take back or we bring back to our college that will benefit the college and the students. Also, we had a guest speaker, and that was from Robinson Swartz. We went through the executive orders and their impacts on community colleges, which is definitely in the news. And I'm sure that our cabinet, your cabinet, has been updated with that information as well. And then our legislative updates, we also focused on continuing to pursue community college workforce degrees by way of demands through the baccalaureate degree offering. So they will continue to fight for that, and then to enhance student transfers and articulation policies. And that is, Illinois must improve the transfer process between community colleges and four-year institutions to ensure students can efficiently pursue their degrees without delays or added costs. And the improvements will help increase degree completion rates, reduce financial burdens, and strengthen Illinois workforce. And then lastly, for the legislative update, we also talked about prepare Illinois' future workers. And I believe that's been talked about over and over. But the new technologies, including the rapid emergence of artificial intelligence, continue to reshape the future of work. So we'll stay ahead of this trend. And ICCTA is committed to supporting the expansion of access funding and innovative approaches in career and technical education, community college career pathways, and work-based learning. By doing so, we can help build a pipeline of skilled workers who are not only prepared for the jobs of today, but also equipped to adapt to the evolving demands of tomorrow's workforce. And that concludes the ICCTA report. And then the ACCT, I've attended a couple of webinars, and I still encourage the other trustees, if you have time, to take to zoom in on some. They are during the day. And then also we will be voting on new officers at our next policy and governance meeting, and that'll be on the 21st of October, which is Tuesday, in Louisiana. And we will announce it at the banquet. So that's all. I yield back. Thank you, Chair.
Trustee Garcia again, are you still with us?
She is not.
Would you like to do the trustee report?
The remarks?
Yes, you're trustee.
Sure. Yes, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Today, as we close, October 15th, as we close Hispanic Heritage Month, and we celebrate the approval of our Native American Heritage Month proclamation, we hold space for the rich histories, cultures, and contributions that have shaped and continue to shape our community. We also recognize that these celebrations happen in the shadow of a hostile immigration system that too often treats our families, our friends, and students not with dignity, but with suspicion. To our immigrant students and our immigrant staff, documented or not, I want to say this clearly, that you all belong here. This college is your home. Your dreams, your labor, your brilliance, they are woven into the fabric of who we are. As a board, I affirm our commitment to being a place of refuge, education, and opportunity not just during these heritage months, but every single day. To honor the heritage is to carry it forward. And in doing so, we continue to resist systems of exclusion with joy, with knowledge, and with each other. And finally, as we look ahead, voting at every election is critical. Our democracy depends on our participation. We must raise our voices to bring forward good, decent leaders who govern with compassion, respect, and a deep understanding of the communities they serve. Every vote is a step towards the future that we deserve. Thank you all for being here. We see all of our immigrants, all of our students, and we stand with you. Thank you.
Trustee Bottomley.
Absolutely. Trustee Morales, thank you.
Thank you.
Those are beautiful remarks. I'm not even going to attempt to do anything that eloquent, so thank you. I will just say, agreed.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely agreed. I do want to share a little bit of a spoiler and put Dr. Namu a bit on the spot. So today, we voted on National Veterans and Military Families Month, as well as Native American Heritage Month. I submitted a super last minute request to really kick off this meeting with a land acknowledgement.
Yes.
I think that's impactful. I think it's important. It was last minute, so I think in an attempt to make sure that we do this with the proper respect that needs to be done, coming soon to a JJC board meeting near you, a land acknowledgement. In the meantime, there are plenty of great tools that exist online where you can go ahead and you can Google and you can type in addresses and see what tribes were in the space that we are currently living, doing work, and experiencing these lands. So I would encourage you to spend a little bit of time to go ahead, type in your address, and learn a little bit about the land that you exist on every single day. I want to say and just add thank you to our administration. Thank you to the members of this board for the continued commitment to our students, especially within our Hispanic and Latinx communities. It's important. It's important now, and it will be important for next couple of years and forever into the future. So on a positive note, I'm very excited about Grundy County, very excited about our westward expansion, and really putting our money where our mouth is for our commitment to the entire district. Grundy County is super cool. If you haven't gone out to visit Morris, you need to. It's a great place to be. And the last thing that Dr. Mo did leave up to me to share, I did participate in the JJC Foundation 5K, and I'm very happy and excited to share with you that I did run with my father, who many people know as a former adjunct professor here on campus, and my father helped pace me to a second place victory in my age group, where I received this beautiful water bottle as a prize. Please don't be impressed with my time. I think that it was just, there was a 5K the day before. If the field was actually full, I would not have placed, but it was beautiful to see the community out. It was beautiful to see a great event that the foundation put on. I said it before, it is my all-time favorite 5K. I look forward to running it in the future. And next year I'll beat you in it, Dr. Klein. As long as you run it. Thank you.
Trustee Broderick.
First of all, I want to thank the extra sight of our police force here tonight. Thank you so much. It makes us feel comfortable that you're here. Second of all, I'd like to say I'm glad to see that Trustee Bottomley will be going to the governance leadership in November. I think that's going to be good for her to go to the Naperville one. I think she'll learn a lot. It's always good to see, the extra participation in those conferences. It's really good. I'm going to say that I'm going to miss not going to the New Orleans ACCT Educational Conference. It's a disappointment to me. It's the first one I'll not be able to attend because I'm not a good trustee, supposedly. So that is disheartening. And I do want us to look into the East movement that we used to have with Lincoln Way, because we had over 200 students that used to go to the Lincoln Way East, and we do have Lincoln Way North open as an opportunity to look at, because we do have other avenues there of possibly 300 students that could go there, because there's a nice avenue of open schools that would be, high schools that would able to go there. Plus, they have an automotive area. They have the welding, and they have the woodworking, and they have soccer, tennis, which I know Greg Brown would know that I am definitely spirited for that, and baseball and football and soccer fields. And I took a personal tour of the building, and it's all plus, A plus. And plus Lockport Central went there last year because they had problems with their asbestos in their ceiling dropping. And as Superintendent McBride said, it's like brand new because nobody's ever used it. So it's something to look into, and we probably could get a real good dual enrollment, dual credit, because even Lincoln Way could be earning their dual enrollment and dual credit and come out as high school students with an associate's degree. So it's something to look at, and I think that's a positive to make a note on and close with. Thank you.
Well, I think everything's been said. I will repeat what Trustee Morales said. Voting is vital. It is very important, no matter which way you vote. It's your right. So exercise that. We are here for the students. They are our investment, and we're here to see that we help them achieve their goals. And to Trustee Brenton, you in your report, you said that you did something with skills for disagreeing better. I want to attend that.
I'll give you a recap.
Okay, all right. And to Dr. Namuo about the run next year for Alzheimer's, I will participate if I remember. If I,
We did this year.
if I remember.
The board's team.
Okay,
All right.
but anyway,
Okay.
that's all
Okay.
I yield
All
back.
right.
Chairman, real quick, you know what, Alzheimer's, it minimizes in people that are bilingual, in case nobody realized that. Bilingual people have lesser chance of getting Alzheimer's because we're constantly switching the language that we're using. Multilingual people, yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
So,
That's true.
learn a second language.
Well, as soon as I'm done with English, I'll start.
Right.
Just, Trustee Bishop.
Thank you for the opportunity to address you all. Really quickly, I'd like to recap a couple things I just so happened to forget about in my trustee report because it was already running a little long. The nursing program application opened today for any prospective nursing students. I set an alarm for 12 o'clock and woke up and applied and then went right back to bed. But it only takes about 10 minutes. It is completely anonymous and you are graded 60% GPA, 40% Ts. Just a preliminary statement, you need all prerequisite courses completed prior to application. The scholarship application period is also open. Now, I wish I could give as many specifics as the nursing program, but I know it ends sometime before the spring semester, so I'd recommend you apply for scholarships. Romeoville Repair Cafe will be taking place this Saturday. I hope to see you all there. It's such a lovely event. Trustee Morales, Trustee Bottomley, and Trustee Harris, thank you all for reaffirming the values of this board and putting the diverse student experiences at the forefront of your statements. Trustee Broderick, I appreciate your insights and your forward-thinking nature into the direction that this college could take. I'd also like to correct a statement that I made last month. Last month, when speaking on the Illinois Public Community College Act, I failed to mention on committees of the board. I feel it appropriate as a trustee that the public be factually informed as outlined in our board book. So I'd like to correct that there is no ambiguity in legal code. It exists for a reason. I misspoke. If you'd like, I'm more than willing to provide the book. I brought it with me. It does not mention student trustees on a committee of the board. What was implicit between two trustees was not implicit to the public. So apologies for the misrepresentation. I appreciate the experience and the opportunity to address you all. And I look forward to seeing you all next month and next week.
Awesome. Item 5.3, the chair's report. I had a unique opportunity to come on campus a couple weeks ago by invitation of Amy Cuspasins and Brenton Bishop to sit in front of the student government On the table in front of me was a list of all the questions they were going to ask. I was about to leave the minute I sat down, but fortunately, they didn't ask any of them. We spoke nothing about the board, what goes on in this room, or anything like this. It was all about my educational path. My favorite one was, balance. How do I balance work, education, boards, and everything like that. And then a part of it was having each of the students in the room introduce themselves to us. Some of them were really neat because a lot of them were the brave hearts that stood up and spoke at different times over the last couple of years. And that takes something as a student to come stand in front of this board in this room and speak. He did take away my the repair clinic announcement. I have not missed one of these yet. I don't intend on it, but it's a great place to be. And one of the gentlemen that was at the student government meeting, Christian, has asked me to stop by because he's going to be repairing laptops that day. So I made a commitment to him that I'm going to stop by and see how he's doing. But like Trustee Bishop said, if you get an opportunity to go over there, bring something broke. Good chance they'll fix it. And other than that, thank you this evening. I missed my estimated time of 9 o'clock, so I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. We're adjourned. 9:04.